Welcome to your yoga practice today. So go ahead and grab a seat of your choice on your mat, and we're just going to take a moment to arrive. So finding your sit bones on the mat, you can start to just tap into the breath. So maybe take your eyes closed or down to the ground in front of you. We're just going to take 1 minute here to find our breath, to let go of anything that was happening in our day before we stepped onto our mat, knowing that we can pick it up as soon as we're done if we like. We're going to spend some time stretching out our muscles, connecting to our body, just taking some active recovery today. So maybe focus on inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Take a few rounds of this breath in your own time and space. Filling up deep and wide, deep down into the belly, wide into the ribs and the top of the chest. And letting it go on the exhale. Inhaling peace and calm. Exhale and letting go. And when that feels good for you, just go ahead and blink your eyes open and come back to the space. So I just want to show you a couple things that you can do today. Whether you're new to yoga or you've been practicing for a long time, you can take this practice in any way that you'd like. You can use your blocks along for support. You can even use a blanket. If you have tender knees or you just want to be extra gentle with yourself today, you can take a little blanket along across your mat here and just find your knees on that blanket for extra cushioning, because we are going to do some tabletop poses today. So there's a variation for you. You can use that throughout, or you can use your blocks. I'll show you when we're going to be doing our standing poses for our blocks on how we can use those too. Just added support. So in that seated position, find the length in your spine from the tailbone all the way up through the spine, through the top of the head. Chin's parallel to the earth. And we're just going to inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, let them go. And each time you let go, see if you can let go of the stress a little bit more that's held up in the shoulders and in the neck and in the jaw. Inhaling up. Exhale, letting go. One more time with your breath. Inhaling up. Exhale, let it go. Awesome work, guys. So take down your right hand to the mat just beside the hip. We're going to inhale and extend our arm up, fingertips towards the sky, and just reach up. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can take a bend in that right elbow and just lean over a little bit, getting a nice stretch along those ribs. On the next inhale, coming back up to center. Awesome. We're going to put the left hand down and do the same thing on the other side. So inhaling, fingertips to the sky. Make sure we're not crunching and shoulders in the ears. Some length there. And then if it feels good for you, just bend in that elbow and stretch it over. Keeping both sit bones on the ground. So if your bum starts to lift up, maybe just come back. Keep the stretch in between the hips and the fingers. Inhale to center. Awesome, guys. We're going to come onto a tabletop position, onto our hands and knees. Knees stacked under the hips. And then we're going to stack shoulders, elbows, wrists. In order to keep our wrists nice and safe, you're going to take your fingers wide, plug them in by gripping the mat and pushing away from the mat to engage those shoulders. Toes can be flat on the mat or rounded under. And we're gonna just take a few cat-cows here. So really hugging the belly. So pulling that belly button into the spine. We're gonna inhale, heart forward, looking off into the horizon. Exhale, we're gonna round the back like a hollowing cat, sending the back of the heart up to the sky, dropping the head. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, let it go. And now just find what feels nice for you here, moving with your own breath, your pace of your breath, tying that movement and breath together, finding some relaxation here, some conscious awareness of the body. Awesome work. Beautiful. And before we take off from this position, we're just going to activate the core here, just to find that heat in our core. So we're going to stay how we are. We're going to pull again that belly button to the back of the spine, and we're going to press into our hands. From here, we're just going to pop the knees up off of the mat just about an inch, and we're going to hold. Find your breath here, guys. Press away from the mat, grip in the fingers. Breathing. Keep length in the neck. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Take the hands a little bit further in front of you. Find that hand foundation. Press back and up to a downward facing dog. Walk it out a little bit here. Beautiful work. From here, start to walk the feet up to the front of the mat. Find the feet hips distance apart. We're going to hinge at the hips here as we come up to a mountain pose. Beautiful work, guys. So find that mountain pose. Find that center for you. We're going to plug into all 4 corners of the feet. Lift and spread the toes. Find engagement in the thighs, pulling up on the kneecaps, pulling up on the belly of the zipper here at the core center. Chest nice and lifted at the sternum, and just relaxing the shoulders, open and back. Beautiful. From here, we're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to start to hinge at the hips like we're going to take a seat. Take a seat behind us. So you'll find that you're going to have like a chair behind you that you're going to sit on. We're coming into chair pose, right? You're going to feel a lot of the weight in the back of your heels. From here, we're going to make sure that we've got that core nice and engaged. And we're going to send the arms forward. They can stay here or they can go up. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're just going to be here for a few moments. Find your breath. Beautiful. On your next exhale, we're going to start to hinge forward, coming into a forward fold. If you have blocks here, you can use them. If you don't, you just use your fingertips. Same thing here. We're going to inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands down on the ground beside you. Step the right foot back to a lunge. Step the left foot back, coming into a plank pose here. Bring those knees down to the mat. We don't need to be aggressive today with our yoga practice. We're being gentle, moving slowly. From here, we're just going to slowly lower down to the mat. Making sure we're bringing those shoulder blades together on the back. We're going to inhale, pressing down into our lower half, and lightly come up for a Cobra pose. Baby Cobra. Bringing it back down on the exhale. From here, we're just going to slowly push ourselves up to our knees. Walk those knees forward and back into a downward facing dog. Walk it out, guys. Beautiful. Right leg to the sky. We're going to bend that knee into the chest, pull up on the zipper, and pull that leg through for a lunge. We're going to ground down into that back foot at about a 45-degree angle here, like your feet are on railroad tracks, side by side. Keep a bend in that front knee here, As you start to come up, planting down for warrior pose. So you want to play with the angle here. You can bring it closer, further back, whatever works for you. Just finding that stance, right? Strong in the legs, pressing into the feet. And from here, we're just going to bring our arms up in front of us towards the sky. Strong in that leg foundation. Taking an inhale and an exhale here. And on your next exhale, we're going to float the torso over that front knee, plant the hands down onto the ground, turn and pivot on that back foot, and bring that right leg back to meet the left. We're going to come into a plank here, drop the knees, and then lower that body down to the ground. From here, again, we're going to press in for our baby cobra. Engage those shoulders onto the back. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Pressing into the hands, and we're going to raise ourselves up and back to downward facing dog. Pull that core in, pull that belly button in, and walk it out here. From here, we're going to lift up that left leg to the sky, bring knee to the chest, rock those hips to the sky, and pull it through to a lunge. Find that footing, that warrior one footing, pressing down to that back foot, and start to lift ourselves up, bringing our arms up overhead, taking an inhale, letting it go. We don't want to be jetting out in the ribs. We want to keep those ribs in nice and snugly there. And on your next exhale, we're going to float ourselves down with grace and control over that front leg. Plant those hands down, pivot on the back toe, and come back to a plank once more. Last chaturanga here, guys. Bring those knees to the earth. Bring ourselves down to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, letting go. Press ourselves up and back to downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, right leg to the sky, knee to the chest. Rock the hips up and pull through to a lunge. And then we're going to bring left leg up to meet the right. Stay with the knees generously bent here. And we're just going to forward fold, letting the head hang heavy over the body. Beautiful work. From here, we're going to sit back, taking the hips back like we're going to sit on a chair. And then we're going to start to bring our arms forward, holding this chair pose, pressing into the feet, guys. You've got it. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. From here, we're just going to start to lower ourselves down to the mat, bringing our bum down. Awesome. We're going to straighten the legs out in front of us. We're going to pull in the right leg, knee to the chest. We're just going to come into a sage pose here. Again, keeping that back nice and tall, chin parallel to the ground. From here, we're going to wrap the left arm over right and just come to a simple twist. Don't crank here. Just letting ourselves be gentle. Exhale, let it go. Straighten that leg. We're going to take it on the left side. Bringing that left knee into the chest. Taking a moment here to make sure that we're lifted. Crown to the sky. And on an exhale, we're going to wrap right elbow over the knee, or you can stay here, whatever works for you. And we're just taking a gentle twist over to the left. So we're not cranking or forcing. And then if it feels good, you can take the eyes over the shoulder. And then bringing it back to center. Start to lower yourselves down to the mat. Finding a comfortable position, knees pointed to the ceiling. We're just going to drop our knees over to one direction. Doesn't matter which one. And then the other. see if you can kind of time this with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Just a little windshield wiper of the legs. Nice. Coming back to center. We're going to extend one leg at a time. Take up some space on the mat. Let the palms face up to the sky. And let the ankles and the feet just drop open. Bring the shoulders together on the mat, opening up in the chest. And come into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Get really comfy and just allow yourselves to rest. Even if you're here for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is that you feel you need today, I invite you to just take some time here. One of the most restorative poses available to us, but probably one of the most difficult poses too. We're challenged to be still. Focus on your breath. So stay here for as long as you like, but if this is the end of your practice today, go ahead and bring those palms together right at the forehead. Join me in a namaste. Namaste, everyone. And that's it, that's all.